Hi guys, it's Belle here and it is time for day 12 in Junk Journal January 2025, hosted by the lovely Meg Journals. I will leave the links to her channel down below. As always, do go and check her out. So today's prompt is overlap. And there are so many ways you can do this. Overlap literally means that something overlaps, lays on top of, hangs over the edge of. There's so many ways. And were you guys shouting in yesterday's video? Because what did I forget to do? I forgot to add the prompt. So I did come on and do it just down here. Thankfully, I didn't glue this tape down. I'd glued the other tapes, but I hadn't glued this. So I was able to pull it up and it kind of just looks like it's part of this printable, and then lay the tape over the top of it. So let's get on with today's one. Oh my gosh, it's so cold here today. It's so cold. I mean, not as cold as some of you guys have, because, you know, we don't get a lot of... But it's chilly. It is very chilly. My garden is just covered in a layer of frost. So, overlap. I want to, I think, possibly gesso over this. I really love this, but I don't think it's going to go. So I don't know if I want to gesso and just mute it into the background, or whether I want to cover the whole thing in like a book page. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to cover the whole thing. I'm having a look in my scrap basket to see if I have a book page that would work. You'd think I would have prepped a bit better. Shall we just use some music paper? I've got some music paper, but it's got this beautiful tape on it. And I don't really want to ruin it. I might be able to trim that off. I mean, it really doesn't matter if it's book page or if it's music paper. I just need it in the background for us to be able to gesso over the top of. Yeah, I really like that. That's the original tape on there. I did not put that tape on there. That is 3.5, isn't it? I didn't cut it at 3. Oh. We've been out in the garden just looking at what really needs doing before spring. And so I'm feeling a little bit chilly right now, even though I was wrapped up. So I think I might do it that way, because this will probably get covered anyway. So let's just glue, although which side do I prefer? No, we'll go for the lighter side, because we're going to gesso over it anyway, so there's no point going for the beautiful dark print. This is a vintage piece of music paper. So yes, I'm so glad so many of you are enjoying Junk Journal January this year, and that you've been inspired to make your own tag journal booklet, whether that's out of paper bags or whatever other scraps that you've got lying around. Yeah, and some of you are also doing Junk Journal January, which is brilliant, and some of you are just enjoying the journal for something else, but I really appreciate all of you. So thank you for all your support. Let's get my gesso down. I'm trying to work out if I want it going on with a brush or whether I want it going on with... I think a brush is going to give me more control over where the gesso goes. So we're going to use a brush, because, yeah, I need to have a little bit of control because of this edge for the second page. I think this might need 2 coats, if I'm being honest. So yes, so frosty and cold out there. Just looking at what needs doing. I know there's other times of the year that you're supposed to do things, but I don't know. It just needs doing now. Maybe it's a bit late to be pruning back some trees and that, but you know, they need doing now. And it's easier because the foliage is all off the trees. It's easier to get to them, especially like the fruit trees and the twisted hazel and stuff. When there's no foliage. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm so gravelly today. Do we need 2 layers? 1 might be enough, actually. Let's just go for 1, shall we? It makes life a bit easier. So let me try this with my heat tool. Okay, so that is dry. So we're going to bring in this brown piece of paper. It's actually from the paper bag on here. And again, I'm really trying to use my scraps up. And I thought this would be quite fun because what we can do is 2 things. Firstly, we can glue this down and make it a flap so that overlaps. It overlaps on the bit underneath. And secondly, I'm going to glue the extra bit onto here, making it overlap onto the next tag. Does that seem like too much overlapping? I don't know. But that's what we are going with for today's tag. I've pulled out a couple of things actually. I have another one of these vintage cards. I got last year this whole complete collection of British costume through history. It should really be British clothing through history. I don't know why they call it costume, but this is day clothes from 1941. This lady's suit, now in the Victoria and Albert Museum, was designed in 1941 when materials were restricted because of the war. Modelled on the soldier's battle dress, the jacket is waist length with flapped pockets. Do you know what? I really love reading about all that. I think I want it so that it flaps open or down. That's what I think I want. Isn't it adorable? Yes, so this is from Brook and Bond Tea. Issued with Brook and Bond Tea and tea bags. Yeah, I have a whole... I did do a flip through. If I can find the specific video with that haul in it, I will share that down below. And I was thinking they can either go on top. I also have this beautiful flower, wildflowers, again from Brook and Bond. This is Monkshood, and I just love the blue of this. You can see this is on yellow because we've got touches of yellow, but not like a lot. And a lot of the other cards that I had, I'll show you, were like blue. Aren't these adorable pictures? Blues and like an orange. Day close 1920 and day close 1916. And I thought the yellow might be quite nice, but because of the blue and us carrying the blue, the flower's quite lovely too. Now, originally, I was going to have the people behind and the flower up front. So I was thinking of putting the flower there and then the people behind. It almost makes me feel like they're walking in a garden with that kind of look. No story today. Well, I say that. Who knows if a story appears later on. So what I also have is this is a little scrap. I think it's from last year's Marguerite Miller. It's from a clothing tag and it's this beautiful grey, but it has this pink. And I thought, wouldn't that be great for like the, you know, the tab showing that it opens? So this is what I'm thinking. I actually picked up a different one. And then when I was clearing through some stuff, I found that. I thought, oh, that's lovely. And it could go underneath like so. Yeah, I kind of like that. We need this straighter. I mean, how straight can you get a scrap without completely ruining said scrap? Now, the interesting thing is this tab is really thick, so I would have liked to sew through it, but I honestly don't know if it's sewable. It's so thick. Can you see that? that I don't know if one, I can sew through it, or two, cut through it. I've obviously cut through it at some point. I kind of like that on there, but I want, we're going to find out if I can cut through it, because I kind of want a tab edge on here. So, yes. Actually, using up my scraps has made me think about an idea for a possible video series this year that may carry on. Wow, that flew. Doesn't even matter that it's not perfect. That may carry on into the following year, depending, one, how you guys like it, and two, how much I have left to complete. But yeah, it's made me think about it. Oh, I really like that. Yep, I like that. Now, what I'm wondering is, do I want to stick this down? Do I want to attempt to sew through this? I really don't want to mess my needle up. That's my main concern. And then these will be behind, walking through their beautiful garden. And again, we've got overlap because we've got overlap of the images. And this is why I wanted more neutral. I want to leave some white space. That's not very common for me to leave a lot of white space, but I feel like a lot of these pages are beautifully full, and it might be nice to leave a little bit of white space because I also know what's coming up tomorrow. See, I had this one too, but I think I really love the grey with the pink. Yeah, we're going to go with that. I may bring in a bit of yellow with the ticket to pull in that yellow. Let me see if this will stitch through my machine, because that's in my mind, and until I do that, I can't really focus on the rest. Okay, my machine did go through it. I was hoping it would, because as I've said before, I've got the Singer denim machine, so it's specifically made to go through thicker materials such as denim. So I'm really pleased about that. Let's now, do I want this inked around? Shall we ink around it? It's better to just do it now than me sit there going, oh, I wish I'd inked around that in some walnut stain. I think I need more on here. So, yes. Like so. So we've got overlap in about 3 different ways right now, which I think fulfills the prompt. What do you think? Yeah. I really like this tab. See, it just goes to show, don't throw... I was going to say, don't throw away your scraps. But then we end up with a ton of scraps, and that's exactly why I'm trying to use so many up this year. So yeah, no story for this couple yet. Whether one will carry on or develop as I am working, we shall see. But right now, oh, yes, yes, love it. Is it straight? It doesn't matter, no. Okay, so that's going to go like that. I've now put the prompts, you can't see, but they're right here on my desk, on my little thing that has a clip on it, so that I don't forget to actively put them. Well, I say that, I may still forget. It is what it is. These things happen. Okay, now I wanted the yellow under this ticket, didn't I? I liked that. It needs to open, so I need to make sure that the ticket's not coming over the edge here, isn't overlapping the edge. I also have a little bit of red, another red ticket that we could bring in, or talking about that, because there's red on that there. And I feel like because this couple, it said about using the cloves during wartime, that's when rationing, I feel like keep the coupon would be good. What I need to do is I need to put just the littlest scrap. Let's see if I've got one. the littlest scrap onto there. This will do, because I do want to be able to read that back. I'm not always so bothered about that, but I just think that's such a fun little bit of information that I want to keep it. So this is just some baking paper scrap. I mean, I don't need the British costume, and to be honest, you can read it through the baking paper, so that's all good. Let's stick that there, just so that it flips up. I don't think I'll decorate underneath it, or all you'll be able to see is like some of the, what's the word, the layering and collaging underneath it, but I don't think I want to really decorate underneath it. I like sometimes just trimming the edge, making them a bit decorative, because I really just want it to be able to read for myself for future reference, because some of these are really interesting, especially these really historical ones. The flower ones, I can find flower information just about anywhere. I've got this scrap with some, can you see that? It's metallic gold thread. Will this work on here? See, I really like that, and that would still flip up. I do really like that. I mean, it's different stitching. We don't have any gold stitching on here yet, but just because we don't have it already doesn't mean we can't use it, does it? No. Nope, 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 no. Like so. And I do like the double stitching there. Yep. And I did want to keep this coupon. It's just so much fun to, maybe I'll put it inside. Maybe that's what I'll do. We do have this blue label that I was going to use the other day. I like this too. This is one of my little tickets that I've been doing in the evenings. Just a little bit of ticketing. I think I will. Do you know what? I'm just going to stick this down now. I'm going to tear this edge though. Can't really tear that edge. Let's ink this up. Like so. Let's just get these stuck down today. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you are. Like I said, thank you so much for all your support in these videos and all your lovely comments. And, you know, your comments really uplift me and keep me feeling inspired and motivated, and, you know, they just really make my day. So thank all of you for that. It does mean the world. And yeah, they just make my day. So thank you. Right, we're going to put that there, and they are going to flip up. So shall we just glue those down now? Because the other bits I can deal with as and when I need to. But I want this in place. Oh, look at them. Aren't they lovely? Isn't it interesting that her jacket was based? I can see it now that I'm looking at it. I can definitely see like the military inspiration. So that means I can read all about it. Okay, and the coupon I was wondering about bringing in here, which we can then see when we lift up. I don't need too much here. We could bring in another flower. That looks quite fun with that, doesn't it? I was saying I don't want too much decoration, and then I'm bringing in all this decoration, but I think it's fine there. That's okay. That works. So let's do that. How interesting. Yeah, I found these cards when I went to an antique like place. It had so many. When I tell you it had so many antique shops, it was crazy. They were all kind of in there. And it was just really interesting looking around. And I came back with some bargains. But this set, I've never seen like the clothing. And I remember when I picked it up, I thought, why am I even picking that up? Because I don't really work with costumes like that. And it goes all the way back to the medieval period and that. But it was just so interesting that I had to buy them because I've just not seen anything like those. I see everyone working with the plants and butterflies and trees, just like me. But I haven't seen anyone work with these. I'm wondering about, I have some little bits here. I have a flower. Nope, 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 that's not good. Nope, nope, not that either. Sometimes you just have to find the right, that needs to really stick down. I need to put more glue behind that. That's what I need to do, so that it sticks better in place. Okay, and we have this stamp. Now this stamp is also red, and that might be too much red, but we're only going to see it once we open this up. I think I would have preferred a different coloured stamp, but we don't have a different coloured stamp. Let me pull some bits out. Recollection, that might be quite fun to put in there. Just because that's quite fun over there too. I wasn't going to decorate over there, but I'm going to pull that out. Yeah, it might just be quite fun to have. Let's just put all these little bits out. These are my collage bits, so let's pull them out and have a look. Right, so I know I definitely want that there, but do I want something like a different number or the black? I mean, because that's cut off at an edge, it really needs to be under something else. We do have the word recollection, which I kind of like because it's, you know, remembering historic, something historical. So I do like that. We've got this that could go over here. And we could bring in the red over here with a bit of black. And we could do that. So we're kind of collaging inside rather than on the outside. No, I do really like this stamp. Shall we just use it? Should I stop overthinking it and think, oh, that's too much red? And shall we just use that? Because that was my first initial thought. If I had a blue one, I think I would have liked it better. But I don't have a blue one to hand, and my stamps are somewhere else, and I don't want to go grab them. So I kind of like that. Okay. And that's cute. Now we're going to go onto the front. And we're going to glue this down here. I need it on here so I can see where it needs to go. To about there. Maybe bring it down a little bit like so. Okay, that's cute. And then I was wondering if this 50 actually, I mean, we could have the 0 rather than the 50. I normally would like to see the whole 50. I don't think this is going to work on here. That's okay. They don't always work, and that's all right. Hold on. Let's bring in this. Do I like that? We all know I like a label. And that kind of mirrors this, unless I wanted that there. No, I don't want that there. Let's try this. That brings in a lot of that blue, which we already have a lot of, so we may not need it. No, I don't think we need that. But I do kind of like that. Let's just put it on and stop worrying. So let's do that up here. I could still put a rub on this. So that's all good. So we can have that there like that. Right, so it basically comes to the top of here. Let's do this. Like I said, this one I don't need to have the flip of, but I think I like the flip of the costume just because I like the historical nature of it. So there we go. Dum, dum, dum. And again, we've got overlap in several different ways. And when that opens, obviously, we've got all this. I kind of like keep this coupon, the receipt, maybe the number 8. Let me have a look what that looks like. Like so. If it moved over a little bit. Do I want the number 8 on there? Do I want another? But oh, I kind of like another blue. This is turning out to be a very blue page. We could actually cut it. Let's do that. Very blue page, and cut it when it's not at an angle at all. Of course, Belle. You don't cut at angles. What are you thinking? Yeah, I kind of love the fact that it says receipt, keep this coupon, and then the receipt. And again, we're overlapping in different ways. Okay, do you know what? I really like that. So I think we're kind of done with those pieces. Let's get this glued down. Let's get it inked around first. And then we've got to put our prompt on. See, I'm keeping it in my head. I'm keeping it firmly in my head, and I may still forget it. Oh, dear me. It is so bright outside. It is beautiful, but it is freezing. I'm not one of those, like I said, that really minds when it's cold, cold. But it's just so bright that it's... what's the word? It's deceptive. It really does look like a spring day outside. Bright blue skies, barely a cloud, beautiful weather. And then, you go outside and go, oh no, this is snowman weather. This is not human people weather. Okay, I like that. Let's grab the prompt that's looking at me. Overlap. Doo-ba-doo. Yeah, they're just walking in a lovely garden, this couple, just after the war. I mean, I wasn't going to do a story. I'm not doing a story. I know a lot of you like my stories, so you're probably like, do a story, Belle. But there will be a story for the next page. I hope it encourages you to really interact with your crafting in that kind of way. I kind of like it there. What do we think? And it's overlapping and overlapping. What do we think, guys? It could go in here like so. I like it there too. Should we just put it there? Yeah, I hope it encourages you to look at your work a bit differently and connect with your pieces. I know some of you say, oh, sometimes I struggle to craft, or I don't have crafting mojo, and I completely get that. I struggle with it too. I really do. In fact, that was my whole reason for changing up how I crafted a little bit last year, was because I was really finding I was burnt out from journal making and just focusing on that kind of thing, which I love, don't get me wrong, but I was a little bit burnt out from it. And I was just lacking some major crafting mojo. So I really enjoy, we've got these ones actually. I decided to just really focus on just playing a bit more. And I always like doing stories anyway. So, do we want workroom? Why don't we have that? I know it's a weird one, but I don't know. It's just kind of calling to me. Yeah. And I love making stories up, even if, like I said, I don't share them. I just find it helps more with my crafting. I just find it really helps me. with all of that. I want, do you know what I want? I want the number to be in the little label scrap. That's what I want. So yeah, just have a bit of fun, guys, and just do whatever speaks to you. Okay, and I'm also wondering if I want to bring in a black word down there just to kind of tie it all together. I'm trying to find my Tim Holtz. This is not my Tim Holtz. I do have these Tim Holtz words. So I have those. I'm trying to find the ones that have got some gold on, maybe, because I feel like with the gold in the thread, it will just really work well together, but I don't seem to. I can see my white golds, but that's not what I wanted. Okay. Let's have a look. This is the seasonal one. Oh, loved that one. You know, where it had all the seasons in it. Love with all your heart. You must be present. Let me have a look. I want to make nice things. Oh, I feel so lucky. I feel like I just want to make nice things. Kind of fits. Do you know what? We're going to do it this way. So we're going to have make nice things there. But I want her to be saying, I just want to make nice things. Because if it's been rationing, she is going to want to, yeah, that just goes there. She's going to want to be able to make lovely pieces of clothing, you know. But obviously there is rationing going on. So she has to think about those things before making anything. And I'm wondering if, do we want a piece of something coming out of, I'm just looking in my little scrap pot, like something coming out of there. I don't know if we do, and I don't know if I've got anything that would work. Yeah, I've got this. It's quite chunky though, but we could cut it down. But then is it going to cover up too much of that pop of pink, which I really, really like? Huh. Do you know what? I think I'm just going to leave the page like that today. It's a bit more simple. Just cutting off that little triangle. It's a little bit more simple, but you know what? I really like it. I like the fact that it breaks up some of these pages, but it's still bringing in the pops of pink, a little bit of pop of red, but you can't see that because that's underneath. We're bringing in the blue. So yeah, we have overlap in several ways. It overlaps onto the next page. We have pieces of ephemera that are overlapping each other. Then we have this cute little piece. I don't want to decorate there. I think that'll be too much. Could just stencil. I mean, I've got my number stencil or my circular. I'm just looking at what I've got right here. We could do the numbers. Let's do that. I don't want to decorate there. I don't really want to decorate too much there. I really want this light. And then we have an overlap of the images and the little tag bit that opens up. Yeah, that's really light, but it does work. It's so light, I can't even see where my stencil was. There it is, I think. Just want that 3 a bit brighter. There we go. So it's just a little something. But we've got overlap on pieces. This overlaps and it overlaps onto the next page. And I've remembered the word. Woohoo! Way, yay me! So that is today's piece. I really think once it gets its tab, it will be finished off. I mean, I've even got a little bit of upholstery fabric here that I think would make an absolutely brilliant tab on here, like so. I think that would just go so well, wouldn't it? Shall we just add it and not care? No, I don't want to add it yet. I want to see what the page behind is. It's going to be so much fun working backwards and being able to finish off with tabs and stitching as we go. So that's today's page. I really hope you liked it, guys. That is for the prompt overlap, and as I said, we've overlapped pieces in several different ways. We've made it a more of a neutral background, which is great because tomorrow's one's going to be a bit more colourful. And yeah, I just really love this, and I love that I can still read all about the costume. And we have our lovely couple walking through the garden while she's taking a bit of a break. It's their lunchtime catch-up, meet-up walk. So, thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment. I really deeply appreciate it when you guys do. And I'll be back again soon with another video. Until next time, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.